Hey there, I'm Sophia.
And I'm Kristen. Welcome to the Nightly from Hatch, a slumber party for pop culture lovers.
How are you, Kristen?
I am doing great. It's so great to be with you again, Sophia. It's not been that long since we last talked, but I'm always happy to see you. I'm always happy to talk with you.
Me too. It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
Has anything amazing happened to you since the last time we spoke?
You know what? The weather has been a little bit chilly in New York.
Yes.
So I've been bringing out the warm, cozy sweaters.
Yeah.
Sweaters I haven't worn since last year. I have started wearing pants over pants, like essentially like a base layer of leggings and then other pants over those.
Of course.
And I just feel like I'm being hugged in lots of cozy fabric right now, which is great because, you know, go outside, run some errands, do my thing, and I'm nice and cozy, and then I come home and I'm still cozy. So, yeah, I feel like a lot of people get sad this time of year because it's too cold, but I kind of feel like it's a fun opportunity to turn yourself into a stuffed animal and feel extra huggable.
Honestly, I like the winter, like kind of unpopular opinion, and I'm sure, you know, I tire of it at a certain point, but I don't mind the cold, like, honestly, that much. But yeah, especially because I have really short hair, I wear under layers, like you said. I wear like long johns, a thermal shirt, and then I wear a beanie, like a hat, and then over that I wear a balaclava, and then over that I wear a scarf.
Nice. Okay, I have a confession to you that I have to share with you and the listeners. I never get that word right, and I always call it a baklava.
I mean, it's so similar. It's difficult. And every time before I say it, I'm like, don't mess this up. You have one chance.
I always call it a baklava.
Yeah.
You know, that thing that covers your face but leaves your eyes.
Of course. That delicious dessert.
That delicious dessert all over my head right now. Yes.
I even the other day was thinking, I was like, maybe I'll get essentially a ski mask. Like, I was like, maybe I'll get like a full face covering as well. I'm not opposed to it.
Why not go all out? I can't remember if I've told you about these before, Sophia, but I have these bright pink snow pants. They're actually children's snow pants because you know how short I am. And these snow pants, I sometimes just even wear in the house because I'm like, these are so cozy.
I get it.
Yeah. And one of the sayings from where I grew up in Minnesota is there's no bad weather. There's just inappropriate clothes.
I completely agree.
All you need are the right clothes and you can feel cozy in any situation, right?
In the summer, I feel like there is bad weather because I'm like, sometimes it gets so hot that no matter what you're wearing, it's too hot. But in the winter, I really do feel like I'm like, if you can layer and have some good outerwear, like it's not really that bad. But I don't feel that all people are aligned with that point of view that I hold.
Yeah, and I totally understand if you're one of those people, especially if you're in the Arctic Circle.
Yes. We need to get those the body-shaped sleeping bags. Have you seen those? They're like,
yes.
I need one of those.
Yes. I'm in favor of those.
Yes.
Or, again, if everybody just wants to wear a snowsuit or snow pants all the time, it's kind of like a version of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, Kristen, I am really excited for our topic today, what we're chatting about. It's one of my favorite things to talk about because tonight we're going to be doing another round of the Nightly Book Club.
And it goes so well with our talk about being cozy and bundled up.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What's better than being bundled up and just cuddling up with a good book?
Literally nothing.
I'm going to start with this nonfiction book by Emily Nussbaum called Cue the Sun, The Invention of Reality TV.
Oh my gosh.
This is a book that charts the rise of reality TV from PBS's American Family in the 1970s to The Real World in the 1990s to the primetime takeover of reality TV in the 2000s, starting with Survivor. And it's just such an enjoyable read because it isn't just charting the history. Like, this year this happened, this year this happened, this year this executive, brokered this deal with this network. It also talks about what happened to the people who were on these shows, especially in the early days when people who were on these shows didn't understand what kind of fame and criticism they would eventually face. Do you know the show American Family, Sophia?
I am familiar with it because I have looked into like the beginnings of reality TV, and I know that it's known to be like the first reality TV show, but you should tell me more about it.
Well, this family, they were an upper middle class family from San Francisco, teenagers, two parents. And what was especially notable about this show was that one of the kids was out and proudly gay. He was not apologetic about it, which at the time on TV, that just wasn't done.
Yeah.
And he just was a human and just living his life, doing his thing, not living with embarrassment or shame on camera. And something else notable is that the parents end up getting divorced over the course of the TV show. And so these two major things that happened also reflected a lot of what was happening in America at the time. And none of the members of the family really understood what was happening. When they were being filmed for this, they essentially were like, this is like an educational show just to give a snippet of our lives, right? But
they're like, it's basically like a documentary or something. Like,
yes, exactly, because it's for PBS. They didn't realize there'd be leering, that there'd be editing, that there would be a certain presentation of them by the PR team, and that they would be the victims of a lot of vitriol and ridicule and so on. And I just think it's fascinating to look at that era of reality TV where the family just didn't really know what they were getting into. And then bring it all the way to the present where we have people on shows like Love Island or The Real Housewives who not only know that they are a product, but try to manufacture themselves rather than just rely on the camera and editing team to manufacture them without their consent. So it's almost more collaborative nowadays. And it's fascinating to see that. And it's also fascinating to see the outcome when people think that they're playing a role in how they're manufactured and still don't get a good edit.
I know.
What are their lives like? And it made me kind of feel sorry for some of the people in reality TV, actually.
Yeah. Well, I think people definitely get like really in over their heads and think oftentimes like, well, it's different, as you were saying, like from early stuff where they don't go in with these notions. But I think people oftentimes think that they can outsmart the viewer or the editor or the producer or whatever, and like for the most part you can't really do that. But yeah, it's very interesting, like the way that reality TV kind of was like at the beginning. You'd think like, oh, it's just like a documentary or something. And even like in the very, I think, early seasons of Housewives, there's not really much going on. It almost is like, you're like, this is just kind of like a peek into people's lives. It's not really like, it's just so different, but it's really interesting. I would definitely read that.
I think anybody who is fascinated with reality TV or even just the entertainment industry in general would like this book. Again, it's called Cue the Sun, The Invention of Reality TV by Emily Nussbaum.
I'll definitely check that out. Did you have any specific reason to look into it other than an interest in reality TV?
Well, I'm very interested in reality TV, but also one of the other shows that I host, Emily Nussbaum was on it, and she was talking about her book a little bit, and I'm like, I need to read this book. This sounds so good. And for anybody who doesn't catch the reference, Cue the Sun is referring to The Truman Show, which is a movie that's over 20 years old at this point, starring Jim Carrey as somebody who was born on camera and lived his whole life on a reality show and didn't know that he was on a reality show. And there's a certain point in the movie where the director yells, "Cue the sun," because it's going to be better for the scene that they're doing. And so the whole idea of reality TV not being reality at all, how manufactured it is, that's kind of what the title is tipping its hat to. Tell me about one of the books you've been reading.
I just finished the book Demon Copperhead.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that is the book that's kind of a retelling of David Copperfield.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what they say. I haven't read David Copperfield, which is a Charles Dickens novel. Maybe I will read it now. Who knows? But yeah, it's basically a book about a boy who's born in Appalachia. I honestly got confused by the end where it was taking place. It takes place in Virginia and Kentucky. I think he was born in Virginia, but I'm like, I don't know for sure. And much like David Copperfield, I think, he is like an orphan. He starts out living with his mom and then he has to like go into foster care and stuff like that. And it's an interesting book because I was like simultaneously couldn't put it down and also was like at some points I was like, this is making me really sad because it's kind of for a while you feel like, oh my God, it's just like one bad thing after another happening to this poor boy who is like just a kid and is very sweet and is trying his best to like literally just like survive in the world. But in the end, it's not, I wasn't like completely devastated in the end, which was positive because throughout the book, I was like, I need things to turn around for this kid. Like, I really, really need things to turn around for this kid. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Good. It's a very long book. I have to say that that's one of the things that has gotten in the way of me starting it.
Yes.
Because so many people who I trust, including you, Sophia, I know, have read this book. And I'm just like, but it's so big.
I know.
It's so big. How long did it take you to get through it?
I did a thing that I do a lot with books, which is that I read the first maybe like 50 pages or something. And I took a long time to do that. And then I kind of like locked in and read the majority of the book in like a week or two, I think.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I read it while I was home. I also like to read while I'm on the Stairmaster, which helps the time go by faster.
Okay, I have to ask, do you get dizzy when you're reading on the Stairmaster?
No, not at all.
Really?
No.
I feel like because I walk up and down, like I'm bouncing up and down when I'm on the stair. Maybe you don't bounce as much as I do.
I'm not bouncing so much.
Okay, all right.
It like makes the time go by so much faster than listening to music or listening to a podcast or even like watching something, reading. Like when I'm doing that makes the time literally like fly by to me. But the book was good. It is long. And I also had something happen where I got it on, I like had rented it onto my e-reader and then it expired, but I had it in airplane mode so that the book wouldn't disappear. So when I was feeling like tired of the book, I was like, I literally can't get another book because if I get another book, I'll have to turn this off airplane mode and the one I'm currently reading will disappear. So there were points where I was like, I would love to take just a short break and read something else. And I was like, I can't. I have to stick it out.
Gosh. That is such a good tip. Okay, airplane mode.
That is a little hack for everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So again, that's Demon Copperhead.
Yes, Demon Copperhead.
And you loved it even though it was a little torturous for some of it.
Yes.
Or for a lot of it.
Obviously, like the woman who wrote it had done so much research, like clearly. And I felt like even though it was quite like sad at points, it didn't feel like too much or that it was like whatever. I don't know. It didn't feel like she was just making like, she didn't feel like she was making the boy suffer for nothing, I suppose, or something like that.
Yeah,
but,
it didn't seem like torture for torture's sake.
Yes, exactly.
Because that can be exhausting for a lot of us. For me, it can be. I'm like, what is the point of this?
I know. It really can feel exhausting, but I enjoyed it. It was, it's a book that I've heard about so many times, and then I finally just read it, and I was like, okay, I get why people liked this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear about another book I've been reading where I was cheering for the protagonist?
I would love to.
It's a very different book. And warning to listeners, it might sound like it's a little scary, but I didn't find it scary at all because it's kind of like more comedy. The book is called Too Old for This by Samantha Downing. It's about an old lady named Lottie Jones who murders people that get on her nerves.
Oh my gosh.
But this is not, I didn't think it was scary. There were points I was literally like laughing out loud.
Yeah.
Not smiling wryly to myself, but literally laughing out loud.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get rid of that documentary filmmaker. So irritating. Get rid of that snoopy person who's knocking on your door all the time. And then I would cheer.
Was it like a comedy thriller or was it mostly just like a comedy book?
It was a thriller also. Like there are twists and turns. There are people who maybe you don't realize are linked together, or at least I didn't realize were linked together until the very end. And yes, I feel like our protagonist is always justified in murdering whoever she wants to.
Of course.
It's just written that way where it's like, go and do that, Lottie. But it is interesting to see like, oh, just a second. Maybe there are drawbacks to murdering that person that now you have to deal with this other person that you didn't realize was linked to that person. And so even though it sounds like it's really brutal, it's also just good fun. I found it really, really good fun. I don't think it's nightmare fare. So listeners, don't worry. This isn't the kind of book where you're going to be like, oh no, I can't turn out the lights tonight. I think you'll just be like, this is good fun.
That sounds really fun to me. I went through, real ones will know that I went through a major thriller phase like this past year. So I'm like, that sounds so fun to me because I was like, I get the hype. It's so fun to read a book with twists and turns.
I've been so into it. I don't know how I got into the thriller kick a few months ago. It might have even been you. You may have started it with me. But yeah, it's been a few months now where that's what I've been consuming like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they're so like propulsive and hard to put down that it's also a good way to like get yourself back into reading if you've been out of the habit of doing it for a while. I read a thriller called Havoc last year that also is about the protagonist is also an old woman, and I wouldn't say it's funny. I guess, I don't know. I'm like looking back on it, I wonder if there probably were some funny parts, but it was the first thriller that I've ever read with like an elderly person who is also even like doing some pretty dubious and bad things. And it was a really, really weird book, but I enjoyed it. Do you in Too Old for This, do you feel like there's someone that you could see playing the protagonist in like a movie?
Oh my gosh. See, everybody always wants to cast Helen Mirren and everything. And I get it. Helen Mirren is fantastic.
Yes.
I love her. But we just don't have that many actresses over 80 anymore.
Yeah.
And so that's the tough part because I'm like, oh, you know, if Octavia Spencer were 20 years older,
okay,
I think she could be fantastic. And also, I just like Octavia Spencer playing like kooky roles. Like, I don't know if you ever saw Ma.
In Ma, yeah.
And that made me think like, oh, I want to see way more of Octavia Spencer doing whack stuff.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe we can age it down a bit. So we'll say like in 10 years, she can do it. And it'll be she's a little bit younger than the woman in the book is, or something like that.
Put an old lady wig on her, give her like a walker, dress her like Sophia from the Golden Girls, then maybe she could pull it off. But
we could figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of people who would play different roles, to go back to Demon Copperhead, who would play that role? The lead role is a redhead, right?
Yeah, I don't know because I don't really know like child actors like that. I was trying to think when I asked you that question. I'm trying to think of even who is like a redhead actor that I can think of that I'm like could play the adult version. I don't know. And this is also, do you feel like when you read a book you like see the person? Because I don't like see his face when I read the book, if that makes sense.
I don't necessarily see the person, but sometimes when a movie is then later made, I'm like, that's not what they look like.
I know.
So like Katniss Everdeen from The Hunger Games, I was like, she doesn't look like this at all. It says in the book that she's like dark and this and that. So I just pictured her very differently. I'm like, I don't think she's supposed to be blonde, blue-eyed, but
but I guess that's what they wanted.
Yeah. Okay, so I have an idea. So this is an actor I've really loved over the past year.
Okay.
He was in a show called Adolescence.
Okay.
His name is Owen Cooper. He's not redheaded.
Okay.
But this TV show, Adolescence, he's in pretty much every scene on the show. And this is a 4-part TV series. I think it's 4 parts, where it's always done in a single take.
Okay.
So the camera does everything from go through an ambulance, through a school, down a hallway, into a yard, into a house. And it's always done in a single take. And the filmmaker said they didn't use any special effects to do it. It was really just single take every episode.
Wow.
And this kid is such a good actor because he essentially has to do a play every episode.
Yeah.
And he plays such a complex character where he kind of has to code switch at certain times. Like, how does he act around his parents versus the school counselor and so on?
Yeah.
And I just want this kid to be in everything from now on. So maybe Owen Cooper from Adolescence.
I'll take it. It sounds like if he has experience playing a child who maybe is not having the easiest go at things, then he might be a fit for the role. Oh, yeah. So I'll take it. I think Owen Cooper, we can cast you.
Yeah, you will have to wear a wig, Owen Cooper, because your hair's not red. But
we'll dye it. Yeah. Okay. Well, all this book talk has made me quite sleepy. What about you, Kristen?
I'm ready to turn in too, underneath all of these clothes that I have on right now, and with sweet images in my head of the books we're going to read next.
Exactly. Okay, well, I'll talk to you next time. Good night, Kristen.
Good night, Sophia.